All right, guys, here we are, 9 o'clock. Got about a few minute video here. Not looking good right now. So, man, look at this storm. This is a live real-time radar right now. Let that load here. We're gonna go over a couple things. We're kind of just doing real-time forecasting and updating right now. Let's just kind of get a scope of this storm. This thing is it's massive. I mean, just look at this, guys. I mean, we have precipitation all the way up here in Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, all the way through Kentucky, Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. I mean, this thing here covers pretty much. I mean, if you're in the United States and you're not on the West Coast, you're getting impacted by this storm. 70% of the United States population is being impacted by this storm. So we've already got some power outages coming in. Not this area yet, but so I've been kind of peeking to the west, where Texas and Arkansas, those areas have kind of been enduring what's coming here for a better part of the day. We've already got some power outages kind of going on over there. So gonna look at a few things here, maybe dive into some model data if we get time here and there. We're just gonna kind of. I would like to do a live video, but YouTube says I have to wait 24 hours again for that. Since I guess I'm new to kind of doing this kind of stuff, we'll see if doing live stream work good. We'll kind of see how it works out. So let's go right into it here. We're gonna just do you can do a look at power outages here, real time. Let me pull up another one here. You can look at the United States power outage map here. This is going to get bad, worse as the night goes on. It's already creeping up earlier on. Louisiana just went yellow. So you kind of see this area here. Louisiana is starting to get, they've had ice a little bit longer in this area here. Their power outages are a little bit more substantial. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, they've got right in here, they've been getting ice for the past probably 4 or 5 hours, and you got about 34,000 people just kind of in this remote area of Louisiana. I think Shreveport's in that area without power. Same for Northeast Texas. It's like 100% of Red River County, Texas. The power grid there is out. So as the night goes on, as tomorrow goes on, unfortunately, this map is going to get rather colorful, even for our area. So it's something to keep an eye on. We'll look at it through the night. This is another kind of real-time look at power outages with the radar attached to it. As you can see, we're starting to get some outages up here in Arkansas now. These areas have had the freezing rain coming down for a little bit longer than we have, but all of that's coming this way. So yeah, I mean, just all these are just new since I checked a little bit ago. They're just kind of showing up. There's already been some thunder sleet in areas, so that's kind of coming through this area. Another thing I've been kind of peeking at is DOT cams here in the state of North Carolina. It's already getting rough out there, guys. I'm down here in the Davidson County area, but up here in Winston-Salem, they're already getting glazed pretty good. They've got some snow covering the roads already. We'll pull a few up here. It's I-40 and Harper Road for some of you familiar with the area. This is I-40 in the Clemens area. It's kind of going into Tanglewood area. We've already got snow covering the road there on 40. It's been treated, but it only can do so much with these cold temperatures, and there's sleet mixed in, and with sleet and freezing rain, even with treating it, there's just not much you can do. But yeah, this is I-40. Thankfully, there's not a whole lot of travelers out there right now, but see that? That's just ice. So we're already building up that layer of ice, and this just got started. That's probably less than 1/10 of an inch of ice so far. So what you see there, just multiply that by at least 5 to 10 times to kind of give you an idea of what's coming. We're just getting started. So just something to keep an eye on through the night. This is I-40, or this is South Creek Parkway at 421. It's getting covered. So we're getting there, guys. It started. It's here. We'll look at a few more. This is I-40 and Farmington Road exit. Said there's not many people out there. That's just nothing but ice out there, guys. Looking for a little further west here and see a little. They're all looking the same. I'm going to try and pull up some that have lights on them where you can kind of see the roads a little bit better. Here we are, I-40 mile marker 105. It's just west of Hickory, but all of this is pure ice. You hit that, you're going for a slide. You're going for a ride. It's just what we're looking at. It's going to get dangerous and more dangerous as the night goes on. Let's check over here in Greensboro and see what's happening. Looks like there's an incident up here. I wonder if it's just construction. Let's see. Just says congested, so it might be there's an accident up that way. So, let's see what Greensboro's looking like here. Ooh, look at this, guys. There's a lot of folks out there still, and it's just the roads just getting covered. There's a little bit of east here. You don't really have a good view there, so we're just taking a peek at the traffic cams here throughout the area. As the night goes on, these are going to get worse. Let's look just down here in my neck of woods. So right now we've got, unfortunately, we have started as freezing rain right now. Had a little bit of flurry action at first when it started. A little bit of sleet, but we have had light freezing rain now for the past probably 45 minutes, and it's already blazing up out there. Temperature's about 20 degrees. It's going to be falling through the night. Guys, I was really hoping this would have started as heavier sleet and snow, but it's already just rain, freezing rain pretty much. So this is I-85. You can already see kind of the ice building up on the grass here, kind of shining on the roadways there. It's going to get worse through the night. Trying to see if any of these have any like trees that you can see that are in the lights. Kind of see if it's glazing over or not. Yeah, so this is I-85 at mile marker 72 in between Kannapolis and Salisbury. Covered in ice. Thankfully, there's not a lot of traffic out there because, well, hopefully whoever's out there is going slow, or hopefully you're where you're going to be for the night. You do not want to be out in this. It's only going to progressively get worse through the night. I'll try and do a few more videos in real time through the night. I wish I could do a live stream, kind of show you, because the software that I'm using right now only have a certain amount of time that I can record. There's so much stuff we could talk about. I'd like to interact with you guys, where hopefully at some point you could ask questions in real time, tell me where you're from, kind of go from there, have some fun with it. I like answering questions. Just kind of see where it goes. I've had some good responses. You guys seem to be liking these videos. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at right now. It's 9:30. And let's speak a little more through Winston-Salem here. Let's go up on the northern end where we had a little more snow up there because you're further north. This is University Parkway at Bethabara Park. Yeah, look at that, guys. See all that shininess? It's ice. It's just ice. The roads are just covered. It's just, like I said, unfortunately going to get worse through the night. Let's see what we got up here. Yeah. Let's just take a look at the radar spots. Yes, this is real-time radar. We've got, it's just this wide, extensive area here. Reload the map here. I don't know why it always defaults to that. I wish I could just keep it right there where it's at now. All right, let's go ahead and animate this map here. There we go. All right, so here's Winston-Salem, High Point. Got Raleigh over here, Charlotte down this way. See the snow band coming in, snow and sleet. So the snow is blue, sleet, freezing rain is pink. I'm down here in this area. So I'm predominantly right now in this zone of pink, which is predominantly, unfortunately, freezing rain. Winston-Salem in this blue. Still looks like you're mainly snow right now. So along I-40, until you get to Statesville, you're snow right now for the most part. South and east of that, you're sleet and freezing rain. And see all this back here, guys? This is heavy, heavy precipitation. All this has got to come through here. So we got, see all this heavy rain? It's heavy rain, but it's not. It's freezing rain. I can't stress that enough in sleep. All of this is coming up this way. All right, so another interesting thing here. You see, now the green here is truly rain. I doubt I have anybody that's watching this video up in the Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia area, but this rain, if anybody ever does, this warm air, so this low pressure system is right here, right? And the flow around that comes like this, right? It comes up out of the southwest. So let's zoom out a little bit here. Well, weather 101 here. So right now we have a very, very strong high pressure system just funneling this Arctic air down into this area here, right? That's our cold air source, right? The cold air is coming down into here, right? The problem we have is down here we have a low pressure system, right? And it's going to kind of track through here. And then it's going to transfer and build up another one off the east coast. So it's going to transfer its energy over here. But as it does that, it causes moisture. So with this low pressure here, high pressure, flow goes clockwise, right? So think of a clock, it goes that way. Low pressure, counterclockwise. So the flow is that way, right? So down here you have all this warm, moist air in the Gulf of Mexico, right? So we have low pressure here. The flow in the upper levels is coming out from here, right? So as that warm air comes in, cold air is more dense and sinks to the surface. We have that high pressure sending the cold air down, right? And then we have that low pressure sending up the cold or sending up the warm air. When that happens, it warms up above us, causing freezing rain and sleet. That's why we're getting what we are. Now, since the high pressure, they call it cold air damming, it dams on the eastern side of the Appalachian Mountains. So let's get that here, right? So here we got the cold air damming down over this way, right? But on this side of the mountains, we got the Appalachian Mountains kind of like coming right through here, right? So look at that as a wall, right? There's pretty much a massive wall there, the Appalachian Mountains. So on this, the eastern side of the wall, the cold air comes down. But on this side, the warm air kind of is able to come on this side of the wall, but not get over the wall, over the mountains essentially. So that's why you see all this rain here. Now this warm air is going to be able to make it all the way up. I mean, all the way up into West Virginia. So overnight, the temperatures in eastern Kentucky and West Virginia are going to come up above freezing and change everybody over there to just plain rain. The high pressure, where it's not able to funnel the cold air down to there because it's over on this side of the mountains. So it gets blocked up against the mountains. It can't get to the other side. So that's why the warm air comes up. If the mountains weren't there, all of this would be rain. There's no doubt about it. But since that Arctic high pressure being up here is able to funnel it down up against that wall, that's where the cold air at the surface comes from. But like I said, on the other side of the mountains, that warm air just comes up and it just pushes on through. The cold air can't get down there. So it kind of lets you know the dynamics of what's going on. But, and of course up here, you're just cold enough for snow. Like the Arctic high, that's just cold. There's always cold enough for snow. So anyway, we've got our initial area of low pressure right here, kind of coming up here. But then we've got this one here. This one here is strong. This one's stronger than this one. So we're going to see heavier precip breaking out all in this area and kind of just pushing this way. It's all going to be pushing up this way and then up into the northeast. New Jersey, it looks like, that area there, the Delmarva Peninsula, you guys are going to start as a good thumping of snow. You might get half a foot in spots. But unfortunately, the same thing. The warm air is going to make it up there too into the upper levels of the atmosphere and turn you guys over to freezing rain and sleet. Hopefully, it's not going to be as bad as it is here, but you're going to have enough to kind of compact that snow and get a glacier on top. So you're going to have some travel problems there for a while. Maybe not the widespread, extensive power damages that we're looking at here, but it's still going to be pretty bad in that area as well. Let's kind of look at some ice storm maps here and see what screen I'm gonna look at. I've got so many screens open here. There we go. All right. Let's look at the latest runs here. Yes, we're refreshing it here. I'll look at some different areas. Okay, there we go. All right. We refreshed it. Don't you love technology? Refreshed it a couple times. It's still doing the same thing. All right, just that. Well, there we go. All right, I have a little fun. It's late, guys. All right. Ha. What's that? Just that. I see like YouTubers and live streamers say comment what's up. So if you happen to be this far in the video and you can comment and I do that kind of stuff, yeah, comment what's up. Maybe I'll see. I refresh. There we go. There we go. Now it finally done. All right, so let's look at the ice fall, the latest ice fall forecast. Let's look at least a quarter of an inch, and we'll kind of go to the time frames here: Monday, early Sunday into Monday. All right. And we'll kind of push this on up and see how far northeast it's going to get. All right, so get zoomed in here. All right, so now, like I said, the biggest areas of concern. Right here in the upstate of South Carolina, south between Asheville and Greenville. If you live in there, you're getting hammered worse than we are here, and it's going to be bad here. Even if you're getting a half-inch of ice like we are or more, that's significant. But I mean, you're looking at, inches. Up to an inch of just ice. That's devastating. So the I-85 corridor, we're still locked in. 78% chance of seeing at least a quarter inch. See half inch. It's still low. Okay, well, look, this may have trended back just a little bit. Okay, that's good news. Maybe not as much back in here, but we'll take a look at the latest model guidance and see if that has something to do with it. But 50% chance of seeing it now. So hey, we only have 50% chance of seeing significant power outages widespread. Right? Hey, we're getting there, right? Here's where we get to crippling territory, right along North Carolina, South Carolina line between Greenville and Asheville. That's our problem area. So let's kind of look up to the northeast. We got another little hot spot here between North Carolina and Virginia, between Lake Gaston up towards Emporia. If you're in that area, looking at a pretty significant ice storm there too. Okay, there we go. It's another little hot spot. I got a few folks I know in Maryland in the northeast. Let's check you guys out. Let's see what the chances are of getting at least 1/10 of an inch. 1/10 of an inch doesn't necessarily cause catastrophic power failures, but you can still have some isolated spots. Let's just take a peek up here and see what's happening. So, looks like the worst is going to be 1/10 of an inch around Richmond, going north along I-95 up into D.C. Get over here into the Delmarva region, east of Annapolis. About a 60% chance of seeing a 1/10 of an inch. Over here near Dover on the eastern shore, about 20. So let's see what we get to a quarter inch. So the quarter inch is when we start seeing some issues. Looks like it's going to be mainly sleet, maybe a 10% chance. That's not terrible. It's still a chance, but it's not terrible. It's not, the 80, 90% chance like we have down here. It's like southern New Jersey, you guys, as far as ice goes, it's not looking as bad. So that's good. Hopefully we can get that here. So let's just go back and see this is just the probabilities of a winter storm. This is everything from snow to sleet, freezing rain. Let's start with, we'll start with minor impacts. We pretty much know that if you live in the United States, you're getting a minor winter storm at least right now. So there's no point in even looking at that. Let's go to moderate. Remember our category over here, moderate impact is hazardous driving conditions. Use extreme caution. Closures and disruptions may occur. So that's moderate. All right. So pretty much a sure bet to get a moderate winter storm here in North Carolina, right? All of North Carolina, we're going to get that moderate winter storm. But then it starts kind of moving northeast. So we start getting up here north into, looks like, the eastern shore of Maryland, that area there, southern New Jersey. Oh, my forecast went up. There we go. Your chances of a moderate one have came down a little bit. Looks like you're around a 60% chance of a moderate winter storm in that area. Once again, same things. Let's see what we're looking like for major winter storm. For this area up here, not so much. Looks like you're around maybe a 10 to 15% chance of a major winter storm. Unfortunately, down here in North Carolina, we're looking a lot more likely. 40 to 50% chance of a major winter storm. Impacts, dangerous or impossible driving conditions. Avoid travel. Just avoid travel. Widespread closures, disruptions to infrastructure may occur, and power failures. So this is going to happen. We know it's coming. We're ready for it. All right, I've got less than 5 minutes here before I got this thing's going to cut me off. So let's just take a look at real-time model data here. See if we can see why the amounts may have been trended back a little bit with the National Weather Service here. This run's still coming in. Let's see. We're pretty much here now. Reflectivity type. The next 18 hours moves in, gets heavy. This is 4 in the morning. Heavy stuff. 4 in the morning. Possible thunder sleet around 6 in the morning. Heavy stuff continues through 8 in the morning. And folks, this is all freezing rain. This doesn't even show sleet all the way up into Virginia. So, not this model run showing it. Now, the one thing is the model runs have trended drier for us. So, the amounts have been cut back some. So, that's a good sign. We want to see that continue. We've had some dry air work its way in. Let's take a peek at that. Upper air moisture. This one will show it here. Yep, right here. A little bit of dry air kind of trying to stop the eviction of moisture up here. See this? I'm pointing at it like you can see me pointing at it. But like this right here, this is some dry air preventing from heavier moisture from getting up into our area. So this helps us because instead of getting 1.5 inches to 2 inches of liquid, maybe we only get 3/4 of an inch to an inch of liquid. That'll make a difference in freezing rain totals and everything else like that. Let's look at this one. Same thing here. Upper levels of the atmosphere. See this right here? This is why our amounts are trending back a little bit. Let's see if this continues because it's not necessarily that the type, which the freezing rain being predominant, is going to change. It's that we've got some drier air working in. So let's hope this trend continues. I like seeing this. We want some dry air to work in this way. Let's look at the North American model, the latest run here. Let's see if it's showing the same thing, reflectivity and type. All right. So, yeah, now this, it's not looking as widespread and heavy, so this is good. This right here, see this line of thunderstorms, thunder sleet. It's going to get ripping and rolling around tomorrow early afternoon. So, the good and the bad with that. The bad thing about the precip being lighter and drizzle is it can stick easier than if it's heavy. Right? I think if it's heavy, it has a chance to run off and freeze on the ground versus on the trees. So that's one thing to consider. The other thing we need to consider is this line of thunderstorms. Yes, thunderstorms I mentioned earlier coming through tomorrow. With the ice buildup on the trees and the wind coming, that's just going to increase the chance for power failures. Let's just hope that it's not that expansive. But look at this, guys. Look at this line of storms coming through our area. Thunderstorms, yeah. About between 4 and 5 o'clock. Now, the bad and the good. The bad is it's thunderstorms and it brings wind. The good is when these storms go through, it's pushing everything out with it, and it's done. When that line of storms comes through, our precipitation at that point is done. Let's look at our wind gust here, because this is what we kind of, we want to kind of prevent this from happening, guys. We don't want wind gust right there. See that line coming through? 15, 20 miles an hour, it's still going to be an issue. But then it gets windy when that front comes through. You see all that wind? 25, 30 miles an hour wind gust tomorrow night. That's going to be not the best in the world, because that's going to bring down more trees and power lines. So this model showing total precipitation by type. The NAM's still bringing in some pretty good sleet totals. We want that to go. So anyway, just still be prepared. It's coming. It's still a lock. We want the drier air to work in. Let's look at the upper level of moisture here. To humidity. Well, wouldn't that be nice now? All right. So it looks like the NAM is showing that drier air kind of right there too, kind of preventing some of that moisture from coming up here. So this is a good trend. This is a positive trend. This dry air is going to cut back on our totals. It's not necessarily going to change the precip that falls. It's just going to scale back the amounts. If we can get by with 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch of ice, oh, I feel crazy saying that because that's still an insane amount. It won't be as bad as a widespread power outage. If we go 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch or more, that's really, really terrible. So let's just hope that this dry air continues to evect in overnight. I'll keep an eye on it. So let's just pray that dry air comes in, and just hope that that continues. And I hope everybody stays safe. I hope that you are at where you're going to be, and I hope you don't have to drive for a day or two. It's going to be rough out there. If you do, I pray for your safety. I pray for you and your family. If I can never pray for you, just let me know. Send me a message. And hope you guys just take care and you have a good one and just stay safe. That's the big thing. Stay safe. I hope everybody's prepared. We knew this was coming. And speaking of that, let's just while I got another 2 minutes here, take a quick peek at the GFS next week. See if that's still showing that storm. I haven't looked all day just because I'm dealing with this storm here. Let's see, radar, precip type. All right, that's this storm. All right, this is February 1st. It still has a storm, but it has it down along the Gulf Coast. All right, Florida, you can have all the snow. You can keep it down there. Oh, there it still pops up into South Carolina. So the signal's still there for a storm February 2nd and 3rd. Just like with this one, it's likely going to trend north. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. Previous run. See here. Yep, it's not as bad. Look at another run before that. Just looking at previous runs to see if it's trended this storm any differently. No. So the runs before that suppressed it further to the south. So looks like we might be out of the woods. Hopefully, I mean, if we get another storm, let's just hope that it's all snow. I'm okay with a good snowstorm. If it's just pure snow, you don't have the power outage, just get out there with the kids and sled and have fun. That's my kind of thing, man. Get out there and sled, no power outages, have a snowball fight and go in and put your electric blanket on and have a nice cup of hot chocolate with the kids. That's my kind of thing, my kind of snowstorm. But unfortunately, that's not where we're at right now. Anyhow, you guys stay safe and we will talk soon.